Coming up on the Daily O, a protest in Stillwater calling for harsher consequences in a sexual assault case.
And an expansion of powers under Operation Guardian. We'll show you what they include. All of this and more is coming up. The Daily O starts now.
And welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Daily O. I'm Shay Faulkner.
And I'm William Manzel. We're glad you're with us. Students, parents, and concerned citizens made their voices heard about Jesse Mack Butler earlier today. After Butler's original 78-year prison sentence for sexually assaulting two 16-year-old girls was abandoned in line with Oklahoma's Youthful Offenders Program, outrage spread across the district. Those feelings reaching a head today as demonstrators displayed signs and chanted outside of the courthouse. Signs had a wide array of messages, ranging from rapist to messages about the Youthful Offenders Program. The switch in sentencing has garnered state and national attention, with Representative J.J. Humphrey calling for a grand jury review of the case. Butler's next court appearance is December 8th at the Payne County Courthouse.
A major enforcement operation along Interstate 40 in eastern Oklahoma has resulted in the arrests of 70 undocumented immigrants. The initiative, known as Operation Guardian, involves state troopers making contact with more than 500 vehicles. During the sweep, one individual was found to have an Interpol warrant from a foreign country, and troopers had to set up a perimeter to apprehend 3 people who fled on foot. Oklahoma Department of Safety Commissioner Tim Tipton said the operation reflects a growing emphasis on immigration enforcement efforts in Oklahoma. He says the move is both a public safety measure, citing untrained and sometimes non-English speaking drivers, and part of a broader strategy that could extend to the state's northern and southern borders.
A contentious move by the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority has stirred debate on the future of the Access Oklahoma Turnpike project. The board approved a controversial vote yesterday to advance the project, despite vocal opposition from local communities. The project will widen some existing turnpikes, add new interchanges, and add connecting toll roads. Critics argue the plan could disrupt neighborhoods, raise tolls, and divert public funds from existing road maintenance, while supporters say it promises economic growth and improved transportation infrastructure. Officials from cities impacted say they feel sidelined, claiming the decision was made without sufficient local input and under considerable pressure from regional transportation advocates.
The fast food chain Taco Casa is stepping in to help families in need following the national cut of SNAP benefits. Some locations in Oklahoma and Texas are now offering free kids' meals, while the SNAP program is temporarily paused. At participating stores, children can receive a meal at no cost, with no purchase required by the adult. The company says this is a community response to help families affected by the SNAP benefit delay because of the government shutdown, and will continue until they're reinstated. So if you're looking for support during this benefit gap, head to your local Taco Casa and ask about the free kids meals program.
The sunshine indoors here in Stillwater, but we're seeing the last of our warmer weather. Let's go now to Macy Strain with our evening forecast. Macy?
Yeah, guys, we are going to see the little bit of our last bit of warm weather, but right now, let's go ahead and take a look at our current conditions. We have a temperature of about 71 outside with a real feel at about 71. It is perfectly sunny outside, and we have a little bit of wind coming out of the northeast at about 13 miles per hour. If we take a look at our live shot across the west side of campus, we can see that sun heading into the end of the horizon. Well, I'll go ahead and send it back to the desk.
When we return, a look at how school districts fund capital projects, including Stillwater's new high school.
And a new dean for the College of Education and Human Sciences. We'll show you who. The Daily O returns right after this.
Got a computer issue? Meet AB Computers, Stillwater's trusted experts in computer repairs. We understand how important your devices are to you. That's why we offer fast turnaround times, so you're never disconnected for long.
Hello, my name is Roger Smith. I'm the owner of AB Computers here in Stillwater. I offer excellent services for repairs, upgrades, custom build of systems. I do Mac and PC repair. I've got best prices on pretty much everything you can look for.
We service all types of computers, from PCs and gaming rigs to tablets and everything in between. Whatever your tech needs, AB Computers is your one-stop solution. Whether it's a locked screen, a sluggish system, or any other tech trouble, AB Computers has you covered. Visit us at 211 North Perkins Road, Suite number 10, right next to Walmart. Our new location offers easy access and plenty of parking, making it more convenient than ever to get the expert help you need.
Ace in the Bowl salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl salsa is an olive oil-based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten-free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
Stillwater's new high school is less than a year away from completion.
But with a $78 million price tag, it didn't come cheap.
The Daily O's Tyler Tripodi spoke to school district officials to learn how a project of this size is financially possible.
New construction like this can be hard to fund, especially for public schools that are already strapped for cash.
It's just out of the realm of possibility for a district to do a $100 million project, or, to scoop $200 million to be able to do deferred maintenance.
However, school districts like Stillwater have a built-in way to pay for these capital projects. They use bonds, a form of treasury note that acts as a long-term, low-interest loan. While the idea may sound complicated, Stillwater Board of Education member Tim Riley says that at its core, it's actually quite simple.
It's basically, when the bond measure passes, our bonds are sold to investors. Investors give us the funds, proceeds from that bond, and we're able to use those to do the upgrades and things that we want to do, build the new high school. And over a long period of time, 20 to 25 years, we pay back those investors with interest.
Those investors aren't just here in Oklahoma. Those bonds go to the open market where they can be picked up by just about anyone.
We may have people that purchase bonds for a Stillwater Public School project that may be out of New York City. They may be out of Kansas City. They may be in Canada. Because of these bonds are on the open market, and so these are literally global issues.
While Stillwater's new high school being a global issue does sound pretty cool, you still need people here in Stillwater to take it from a blueprint to this. Superintendent Bridges says that decision is critical.
Probably right up there with the most important things throughout the entire process whatsoever.
The weight of the decision led Stillwater to partner with Tulsa-based 505 Architects. Owner and principal architect Brian Thomas says projects like these are important to him because of the trust the community places in his company.
It's not just about you, it's about what the public has instilled their trust to spend the money for the initiatives and long-term educational goals within the community.
So while the bonding process may require long hours, crunching numbers, and an immense amount of coordination, at the end of the day, it's all worth it.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, we, walking through that building, it's like all the hours and hours and hours we put into it. Seeing it come to fruition is so rewarding.
Reporting from Stillwater High School, Tyler Tripodi, The Daily O.
Speaking of schools, OSU has appointed Stephen Clark as the next dean of its College of Education and Human Sciences, following a national search. Clark, who currently serves as Senior Associate Dean for Research, Graduate Studies, and Faculty Affairs, will officially begin the position on March 16, 2026, pending approval by the Board of Regents. A tenured professor in nutritional sciences with over 15 years of leadership experience at the university, Clark expressed his honor to lead the college at a time of great opportunity, highlighting his commitment to student success, partnerships, and the land-grant mission to address education, health, and workforce needs in Oklahoma and beyond. Clark succeeds John Peterson, who is retiring after completing a distinguished 40-year career in education.
The warm weather is set to continue through the week, but let's check in with Macy Strain to see how the next few days are looking. Macy?
Yeah, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our radar heading into the weekend, and spoiler alert, we're not going to see much of anything. Going into tonight, we're going to see a little bit of cloud coverage in the southern part of the state, and then moving into tomorrow, like I said, maybe a little bit of cloud coverage moving across the state, but there's not going to be anything. And then moving in to take a look at Friday, some cloud coverage moving across the state again, but other than that, we aren't going to look at any rain. Let's go ahead and see some things that I think you need to look out for. We're going to see some breezy days moving into the weekend, anywhere from about 9 miles per hour to about 13 on that wind speed. Dry weather, like I said, we just took a look at the radars, and we're not going to see any precipitation moving into the weekend. And fluctuating temperatures. We are going to have a bit of 70s and then drop down and move back up a little bit moving into next week, but more on that later. I'll go ahead and send it back to the desk.
All right, Macy. When we return, the government shutdown officially makes history, and not in a good way.
And Election Day results are announced as the country gets its first chance to voice its opinion on President Trump since last year's election. The Daily O returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it, it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Hi, welcome to Sugar Llamas.
Well, I'm the owner of Sugar Llamas here in Stillwater. My name is Chad O'Rourke. We want to create a customer-centric culture and create an experience for our customers when they come in. Our ice cream in particular, you can get it other places, but I'm only aware of like one other place besides the Sugar Llama in the state of Oklahoma that you can get it. We actually ship it in from up north, but when it comes to our coffee, you cannot get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere else in the world. You might find a blend similar to it, but you're not going to get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere but a Sugar Llama. It is proprietary to us. We really actually want to get more involved within our community. It's not just about making money, but it's about serving our community and becoming a part of the community here.
The federal government shutdown has now entered its 36th day, making it the longest in U.S. history. But there's fresh momentum in the halls of Congress. Senators from both parties are openly predicting that the stalemate could end this week, citing increased bipartisan contacts and pressure from recent election results. The key impasse remains the funding of the government versus the extension of healthcare subsidies under the Affordable Care Act. Republicans are demanding the government reopen before tackling the subsidy issue, while many Democrats insist on the extension as part of any deal. If a deal does come this week, it may hinge on whether enough moderate senators can break from their parties and support a compromise. The pressure is on. Stay tuned as we track how and when this standoff will finally end.
A massive win for Democrats in key races during yesterday's election has left many Republicans wondering where they go from here. Democrats won gubernatorial races in New Jersey and Virginia, as well as winning the mayoral race in New York City. Voters in California also backed Prop 50, which will see California's district lines redrawn before next year's election. Democrats focused on kitchen table issues like the economy, health care, and the cost of living, and that resonated with voters. Republicans, on the other hand, continue to tie their campaigns to President Donald Trump and cultural issues. That messaging seeming to fall short in what could be seen as an early public referendum on the president. Both parties will now head back to the drawing board as they prepare for 2026's midterm elections.
A cargo plane operated by UPS Airlines crashed shortly after takeoff late yesterday at the Louisville airport. That crash left at least 7 people dead and 11 injured. The aircraft, a McDonnell Douglas MD-11, caught fire shortly after liftoff, unable to gain altitude and ultimately crashing into an industrial area near the runway. The hub in Louisville is the company's major air cargo center with thousands of employees whose lives are now deeply impacted. Investigators from the NTSB and the FAA are on the scene, with the cause of the crash still under review.
The Supreme Court is now hearing arguments in one of the most consequential trade and power disputes. The case will examine if President Donald Trump lawfully used emergency powers to impose sweeping global tariffs. The case turns on the 1977 International Emergency Economic Powers Act, with the Trump administration invoked to justify tariffs across dozens of countries. Critics in lower courts say that law doesn't grant the power to impose tariffs or taxes, especially the scale Trump pursued. President Trump says the outcome is, quote, life or death for the country's trade posture, while his Treasury Secretary warned that a loss could force tens of billions of dollars in refunds and major disruption.
A federal court in Chicago will hold a hearing this week to examine allegations that immigration agents deployed excessive force. The hearing stems from claims by protesters, journalists, and the clergy that agents used tear gas, flashbang grenades, and pepper balls, even in residential neighborhoods and against people not engaged in violent behavior. One of the key judges, Sarah Ellis, has already ordered agents to wear identification and body cameras and banned certain riot control tactics against peaceful demonstrators. But court records show possible non-compliance with her orders. The outcome of this hearing could reshape how federal immigration enforcement operates in cities, particularly when demonstrations, community residents, and constitutional rights such as free speech and protest are involved.
There's a lot of new talent on the OSU basketball team fans are anxious to get a look at. Alyssa Brandon shows us how they looked last night next.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back and welcome into the Sports Corner. I'm Alyssa Brandon. Now let's see what's going on in sports. The wait is over. Cowboy basketball is back in GIA, and they made sure it was worth it. Our very own Landon Patz was there to capture all the action, and he shows us how the Pokes rallied late for a win over ORU last night. Landon?
Oklahoma State basketball starts their regular season 1-0 with a 95-71 win over Oral Roberts. There were lots of ups and downs, but that's to be expected with a team with so many new faces.
The Pokes came in shorthanded with 3 main rotation players sitting out this game. The Cowboys still started off hot, feeding Parsifala down low, building an 8-point lead in the first half. Oral Roberts would keep it close with high-level defense, especially from former Cowboy Connor Dow, who finished the game with 7 blocks. The Golden Eagles kept the game close throughout the first half, only down 4 at halftime. Head coach Steve Lutz says he expects more energy on the defensive end from his players.
Yeah, a matter of concentration and effort. And we've started, I thought that we started the game at SMU thinking more offense than defense, and we've got to flip that mindset. And I've said it over and over to you guys. This team offensively, I think, is going to be okay. But our biggest area for growth is defensively, and obviously saw that tonight.
Second half now, and the Pokes turned up the intensity. Newcomers Christian Coleman, Jalen Curry, and Victorious Miller led the way, making their marks in Cowboy history. Coleman became the 10th Cowboy ever to record a double-double in his debut, with 15 points and 11 rebounds. Curry finished the game with 13 points, 6 assists, and was the lead ball handler for the Cowboys. Miller led the way in scoring with 21 points, being the first Cowboy since Cade Cunningham to score over 20 in their debut. Cowboys would increase their lead to 20 and didn't look back. Pokes will be back in Gallagher-Iba Arena Sunday against Texas A&M. Reporting from inside Gallagher-Iba Arena, Landon Patz, The Daily O.
Cowboy wrestler Zach Ryder is already racking up recognition, and the regular season hasn't even started yet. The 184-pounder earned Big 12 Wrestler of the Week honors after taking down Maryland's Jackson Smith. This was his first taste of action as a Cowboy, as Ryder sat behind a 5-time NCAA champion at Penn State. This is also Ryder's first Big 12 honor of his career. You can see him and the rest of the Cowboys in action this Friday at 7 p.m. in Gallagher-Iba Arena. Well, at this point in the year, Cowboy football is really taking anything they can get. And earlier today, just a sliver of good news. Wendell Gregory selected as a Freshman of the Year award nominee. This award recognizes the best freshman college football player in the nation. It's named in honor of the former University of Alabama standout and Seattle Seahawks 2005 NFL MVP Shaun Alexander. Gregory's the only defensive player from the Big 12 on the list. The freshman came over from South Carolina and has really just lit up the stat sheet ever since. He leads all FBS freshmen with 10.5 tackles for loss, leading the team with 3 sacks and 4 quarterback hurries. Sticking with some OSU athlete recognition, 2 Cowgirl basketball players appear on a couple of national watch lists. Staley Hurd makes the Ann Myers Drysdale watch list, and Lena Girardi was named to the Tamika Catchings Award watch list. The Drysdale Award recognizes the player of the year in the whole nation, and Hurd was one of 50 players to appear on the list. For Girardi, the Catchings Award honors a top standout freshman. Girardi selected along with 20 others. You can see these Cowgirl basketball stars hit the court again tonight as they host East Texas A&M at 6:30. Well, that's a look at today's sports headlines, but don't go anywhere. A special treat for lunar lovers everywhere. Shay and William have it right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla.
I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, things my grandparents ate.
Fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
It was an action-packed night on Dancing with the Stars last night, with a perfect score and a shocking elimination. Riley Cohen has it in our A-List update. Riley?
Thanks, William. Dancing with the Stars continues Week 8 with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame night. Elaine Hendricks and her partner Alan Burston were able to return to the dance floor last night after missing last week's Halloween episode due to an injury she got during rehearsals. She was able to proceed to this week's competition after judges reviewed and scored her rehearsal footage. Last night's episode was the return of group dances, which saw the cast cut in half as each group performed alongside one of the co-hosts, Julianne Hough and Alfonso Ribeiro. To end the episode, Danielle Fishel and Pasha Poshkov were eliminated. That's all I have for your A-List update. Let's go ahead and send it back to the desk.
Lunar lovers across the country have a special treat tonight, the November full beaver supermoon. This is set to be the largest and brightest full moon of 2025. If you are wondering what makes this moon so super, there's a few factors. A supermoon occurs when the moon reaches its closest point to Earth or perigee during its orbit, making it appear a little bigger and much brighter. In this particular case, brightness is significantly higher, up to about 16% brighter than an average full moon and around 30% brighter than a micromoon, occurring at the farthest point from Earth. The beaver moon name comes from old farming and hunting traditions. Fur trappers knew this was the time beavers began hiding in their lodges and preparing for winter. If skies stay clear tonight, go outside just after sunset and you'll be able to spot one of the year's most spectacular moons.
It's time to celebrate one of America's sweetest traditions. It's National Donut Day. The first Donut Day was back in 1938 when the Salvation Army honored the Donut Lassies, women volunteers who served donuts to soldiers during World War I. Over the years, the holiday has grown into a sugary nationwide event. Many bakeries and chains are offering specials today, giving you the perfect excuse to indulge. Whether you like them glazed, filled, or powdered, grab your favorite and share the sweetness on social media using hashtag National Donut Day. After all, every day's better with a donut.
Well, before we go, let's go back to the Weather Center where Macy's Train has our 7-day forecast. Macy?
Yeah, guys, taking a look at the 7-day, today we had that high of 73 and a low of 48. And moving into Thursday and Friday, we're going to see highs in about the mid-70s and lows in the high 40s to low 50s. Moving into the start of next week, on Sunday and Monday, we're going to see those temperatures drop down to the low 50s with those lows in the high 20s to high 30s. And then going on to Tuesday next week, we're going to see a high at about 67 and a low at about 37. Well, let's go ahead and send it back to the desk.
All right, Macy. Well, that's a look at today's headlines. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check out the Daily O tomorrow and the rest of the week for the latest happening here in Stillwater and across the state. For the Daily O, I'm William Manzel.
And I'm Shay Faulkner. Have a great night, everyone.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely